Hello everyone, I am Ian Palmas together with Naheli Cueto to discuss all about psychological in our idea map. So behavior and tradition. The influence of Western style housing has been significant in Japan, but many traditional elements remain. In traditional Japanese homes or minka, they use tatami flooring, sliding doors, and wooden verandas in their homes. So we use the sliding doors and wooden flooring also to make the clients feel like they are living in a Japanese house. So the flooring for the house proper is raised a little off the ground to prevent the dampness from entering and to keep the living area from flooding in case of heavy rain. So the lower level is known as the taki and was traditionally made of packed earth, although concrete is common today. Another aspect that persists even in Western style homes in Japan is the genkan, an entrance hall where people remove footwear. Japanese culture is a set of values that puts importance on social harmony and hard work. So up until the 10th century, Japanese culture was similar to Chinese culture. Since harmony is very important in Japan, there are many customs, traditions, and etiquette rules to create social bonding with people. Some of the interesting traditions that surprise foreigners are first taking off shoes when entering someone's house and wearing slippers when using the restroom. After removal, shoes are put in the getabako, a cabinet where they can put shoes and can be placed near the entrance of the house. In the Philippines, it is called shoe rack. Its purpose is to make the house or place organized, clean, and also it adds beauty in houses.
For the belief and mental, we need to focus on politeness, respect, and also admiring the beauty of nature. For this to happen, the ancestral tree should be kept as it has the beauty that attract people and to keep the respect for the nature. To further calmness, we intended to create a landscape garden along the existing tree. The said garden is not only beneficial for the customers, but also for the Nagasaki family. It is said that garden is a space where you can clear your mind and reduce stress as you become one with the nature. Gardening encourages positive mental stimulation, while gardens can be relaxing. They can also be places where our efforts result in a real sense of achievement, boosting confidence and self-esteem. There is also good evidence that just looking at a green space has positive effects on people's mental health, helping them relax and distress. To keep the spiritual vibes of Japan, we intended to put decorations connected to Japanese spirituality. One of the decorations that we intended to use is a Japanese Buddha statue or what they call Tagata. Tagata represents the appearance of Buddha, Shakyamuni who attained enlightenment and in the highest position. To display the said decoration, we plan to put the statue at the garden. Placing your Buddha statue in the garden is excellent for meditation and protection. Do not place your Buddha statue directly on the ground. To bring abundance to your home, the Buddha needs to be facing the house. Statues of Buddha should be raised above the ground to display proper respect. Often, statues are placed on a marble slab or altar table, but even amount of stones or a woven mat is appropriate. The statues are often used in conjunction with a peaceful garden, pond, and floating lotus blooms.
Next, while still under physical problems, the group has to consider the body size and the physical restrictions. By body size, this talks about the people that will live or reside in the house and are able to go in and out of the entire building. This can also talk about the guests or customers that will occupy the restaurant area of the building. Physical restrictions are about the length, width, and space that will be required to fit all the aforementioned people. Given that it will be an urban house with a resto farm, there will be customers that will enter coming from the east frontage, so the area of the restaurant and the path around it will have features that are appropriate for the general population. The Japanese-style restaurant can handle and accommodate up to 12 customers at once, so the public area for the customers must be wide to fit the dining table for customers, public comfort room, and the cashier. The public area should be isolated from the private area so as not to disturb the members of the Nagasaki family. Aside from the customers and guests, there is the Nagasaki family, which consists of Sarah Nagasaki, Ferdinand Nagasaki, two adults who work from home, 4 teenagers taking high school online classes, and 2 more toddlers that have an affinity to water. Therefore, there are a total of 10 people that reside in the house. To accommodate them, the house must at least have 4 bedrooms with a balcony. The adults and the teenagers' rooms must be away from the public spaces to avoid being interrupted from their work or class. By public spaces, this does not only mean the restaurant but also the living room and the dining. There should also be a family area which can be placed on the second or third floor to have a space where the entire family can gather and do recreational activities, which is essential to the growth of the children. And so that this can fit in the 5 by 15 lot, it is necessary for the building to at least have a minimum of 2 floors and at most 4 or 5 floors.
Also included in the physical category are the daily activities that the Nagasaki family engages in on a daily basis, such as housework, bathing, eating, monitoring their children's online classes and work from home, and managing their business. A perfect space is one that can accommodate everything while also providing you with the desired level of comfort. Projects or entire homes and buildings might lack a cohesive sense of form and functions that makes them appealing and usable without efficient space planning. Identifying the purpose, functional requirements, and basic layout of various areas in a house is one of the first steps to consider. As a result, one of our solutions is to provide enough space for daily activities and to provide tables and chairs in each room where their children may attend online classes or work. We also provided a kitchen and dining area so that the family can still have a private meal together despite owning a restaurant. Lastly, there are 3 bathrooms in the house, one being a public toilet for the customers at the restaurant.
Problem not being assigned to us is the planet, which has a three categories. The first one is the site inventory. So the site inventory is a gathering of and categorizing data and information on the natural and human features in an area proposed for a planning project. So first, we need to create a layout of what we have and what you the client want. And the second one is to locate all important landscape features and elements. So the third one is to locate who's and who of the land owner or what is the location of the land. And the fourth is identify what kind of soil or landscape that we are going to work on. So and the last part is to put it all of the data that we are gathered from the planning project. The second category of the planet is the how we can protect the nature. So nature is a one of the completions of construction. It's very functioning to our building or to the site. It has a long-term effect on the ecosystem of the landscape or the project area. Maintaining the existing tree and taking advantage all of the space of the building is a very important and very helpful for the building and for the other building. So the last one is the vicinity of the site. So this is where the surrounding and including the site data, zoning, and the impacts on the buildings or in the project, the size of the project. So in this vicinity of the site, we can include in this a main road, the residential building, three-story commercial building, which is um, surrounds the project area that we are going to make. So
Our design problem is composed of 4 parts: psychological, physical, planet, and profit or project. The first one involved in profit or project was the space and request. The problem in this case is the Japanese house with at least 4 bedrooms, Japanese restaurant, and urban farm. The solution on our idea map is on how we accommodate guests with this sushi restaurant. When the guests find out the restaurant is not crowded, it will be convenient way to go here because this place is comfortable. The second one is the special request of the clients. In this case, knowing the opinions of the guests must be important in order to know what's best for the restaurant. We can develop the ideas that your clients wants by mixing both of the ideas of the guests, clients, engineers, and architects. Urban farm place for herbs, spices, and seafoods is the solution to the problem about the spaces request for the clients. Why this is the solution? This is a solution because the owner can both benefit from the planted around the restaurant house. They can use these crops as businesses, and at the same time they can also use this as source of their daily food. The last one is request based on site. The the key of knowing where it is best to create a restaurant is in places where people can see it, because if it is concealed, it will not be successful. The example on our idea map is the problem about the climate or weather in Davao. It can be solved by limiting open and unroofed spaces or areas.